Welcome to my vlogumentary. What follows is footage from my trip to the Farming Simulator 25 preview event held by Giant Software and Case International in the US. This has been cobbled together from footage from various sources. I hope you enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen a bit of video earlier, landed in Chicago. Where am I now, you may ask? Well, Racine, Wisconsin. That's where we are now. Look, Lake Michigan. Oh my days. I have to keep pinching myself. This is absolutely insane. I never in my life thought I would do something like this. Ever. Look at it. Wow. But I want to thank all of you, because without you guys watching, this sort of thing wouldn't happen, would it? It wouldn't be a thing without all you, so thank you very much. What's happening today? Well, interesting you ask. Good question. Thank you, Steve. We're off to an undisclosed location. Kermit, Boris and Nicholas from Giant Software are coming to pick us up in a bus about 8:15. And we're going off somewhere. Apparently, the place we're going off to have laid on a whole ton of stuff. I'm going to turn around so the sun's that way. There we go, that's better. Have laid on an absolute ton of stuff for us. What that's going to be, I don't know. We're getting some access to the game. What will that entail? I don't know. We're going to be there all day, so that's something. There's going to be more footage to follow. What I will say, last night everyone was arriving, and when I say everyone, we've got Twitch streamers from Farming Simulator, and we've got content creators, what I mean, YouTubers. There's DJ Goham, there's Farmer Cop, there's Virtual Farmer, Farm Sim Guy, Argsy Gaming, Clutch Simulations. We have got Driver 53 Gaming, we've got Tony, we've got from the Twitch side of things, we've got Jababo, we've got Ultrasaurus, we've got Sparks, Sim Racing, I'm going to miss someone, Yosho Hin, yeah, there's going to be someone else I've missed, I know, Farmer Klein, who else is here? It's just, honestly, it's that thing. Oh yeah, the squad, Grant is here, Grant Hill, but the guy that bought his farm, got to that point where he had, bought his own farm. He's here, we met him, and we said about this levels of meeting people you've always wanted to meet. I've done stuff with Clutch before, never met him. What a great bloke. And then Oh, who else? 4B Gaming. Who else? Anyway, but that being said, yeah. So the squad, I mean, his channel, what's he? 1.5 million subscribers. I mean, he's uber tuber. So meeting him yesterday was a very humbling experience, because like, you go up and you meet people, you shake their hand, they either know who you are immediately, oh yeah, great to meet you, I've always want to meet you, or you go up and you shake your hand and they look at you and you introduce yourself, oh, MrSealyp, and he said, oh, you do YouTube, don't you? I've never felt so small and insignificant in my entire life. But that's a good thing. Nothing wrong with being made to feel small every now and again. Doesn't hurt. So, looking forward to it. Jet lag absolutely knocked me sideways. Yeah, the time here, I think by the time I went to bed last night, UK time it was 4 AM, here it was 10 PM. Went to bed, woke up here 4 AM, which at home would have been 8 o'clock in the morning, I guess, which is, you know, being wide awake, because I've been awake since 4 AM here. But anyway, time zones and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is just the introduction. There will be more to come, and it will follow straight after this. I would say after these messages, but it depends when the ads come on. I just want to show you. Oh, I mean, look at it. Oh, good grief. This is the most surreal thing. Oh, who was the other one? Misty Meow. Misty Meow's the other one. We've got a couple of female content creators here. And that's what I wanted to say. If there's anyone out there, I know CLEG was doing it. If you're a female gamer, or you're already a content creator and you want to know how do I get to this, how do I get started, just do it. Just jump on, play. There aren't many women doing it. There are a few, but not many. It's great to see some here. Chatting to them last night, oh, I had a fantastic, they're just amazing, you know? And when I say they, like they're a different species, of course they're not. They're people just like anybody else, you know? We're all just human beings. And there seems to be this thing, people have this, why is there a barrier to women doing content on farm sim? There is no barrier, just go for it. There really isn't. And if you're worried about meeting other content creators, don't. You know, I think if anything, all the things I've done, when I've done Llama, when we've done farm cons, and now this, it's just everyone coming together to share ideas and share stories and talk about everything. It's just wonderful. So anyway, thank you very much, all of you. I will see you again in a little while for some more exciting adventures. I mean, it's an adventure. So I'll see you later on. Ta-ta! Ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't joking when I said this. I said we're going to get a bus, we're going to still an undisclosed location. I can't tell you where it is. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera around, because look at this. Have you ever seen the likes in your life? Look at this, look. Have you ever seen so many content creators in one place? Guys, give my audience a shout out, say hello. Hey, look at them all! Look at them all! It's a fun bus of content creators. How cool is that? That is just phenomenal. So yeah, more footage to come later on. All sorts of cool stuff happening, but I can't let anything away yet. See you later on.
Welcome everyone. Alright everyone, wait for everyone to get off. Thank you. Thank you. Ability to get your name tags first. I know you're going to be excited when my little summary book. So I say 1, 2, 3, and we all you. 1, 2, 3, you go!
We're at Case International. Look. Well, you'll see more later on, but we're at Case. How cool is this? This is unbelievable. This is one of those pinch yourself moments. honestly. Pinch yourself. Name tags and everything. Look at it.
And unfortunately, Mr. Pickle did not make it. CDP.
Oh, okay.
All right. Does everyone have that?
How cool is this?
I'm a young puppy. Okay. Follow me. We're going into the auditorium. And then keep putting back.
The mind boggles at this point.
We did a farm show.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, she brought me over there to talk to you, and she kept talking great.
Oh my days.
And then you walked in.
VF, we won't get any of those home with us, will we?
Yeah.
I was just thinking, can we get any of those
How am I
home?
going to get all of that home?
Yeah, you're gonna have fun today.
This is the one you want.
Don't say that, he will. Wow, okay. Look, look.
Oh, wow.
Autonomous.
Oh.
I'm going to keep laughing like this all day. You are aware of that, aren't you?
Get that at the back.
Oh, that one's this one.
No. Purple, this one over here. No, the white one.
I love the fact that everyone's filming everything and each other all at the same time. It's so cool.
I know.
Dude. Look around. These are the guys that do it. These are the guys that do it day in, day out.
Good morning, I'm Joe Sobransky. I'm a retiree also. I retired in April of 15. I have 43 years with the company. My last job with the company was a product performance specialist, which was working on reliability and quality issues on the tractor. My colleagues here have a lot of farming background. My farming background is I married the farmer's daughter.
Good morning, my name is Jim Bergman, been retired 5 years and worked for the company, 41 years. And all different positions, always in Racine here. Back in the 70s when I was looking for a company to work for, Case brought me on in data processing, computers way back. And then I went into sales and marketing on the ag side, and then also last in the construction field. So welcome, we're gonna have a good time, especially in machines.
Nick Johnson, I'm part of the technical training group, so part of my responsibility with the company is training our dealer technicians, like you take your car to the dealership. So I teach the dealer technicians about electrical, hydraulic for the machines. My specialty is combines. I'm based from the Racine area. I grew up with horses, so a lot of hay and harvesting type stuff. So, but yeah, I'll be out in the combine. So if you have any questions on that machine, feel free to ask.
Your dedication, creativity, and passion are the reason Farming Simulator has such a strong and growing fan base. Without you, the success of the series would not be possible. For your support, let's have an amazing game. But before you get too excited, I hand over to Kermit for some rules. Thank you so much.
You're still under warranty, aren't you? No, not really.
10 years away from retirement. Oh. That's okay, we retired, and then we came back to work.
No, yeah, you got one arm a little messed up.
It's okay.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Well, as long as you're better at the vehicles, you do not have to zip it. Let it roll. All right. Have fun, guys.
Right, we're out front. We're in black group. There's 5 of us. We're split up today doing various different things. I'm lucky enough, the first thing we get to do is we're driving vehicles. We've got harvesters, we've got a Quadtrac, there's a New Holland, and we've got a loader. I mean, come on. Case of actually just everything. They've just thrown the works into today, so it's going to be phenomenal. Cannot wait. So I'm with Joe, and we're going to be driving this. He's going to drive first. I'm not jumping in this and just driving straight away. Look at the size of this. Case Magnum 400. Wow, I'm going to get on the other side just so we get a bit of better light on this, but we're going in this. I mean, come on. Look at it. Is that not just phenomenal? So yeah, we're going to jump in.
So the
The designation there, the 400, that is the horsepower of the engine. So
Gotcha.
this is a 400 horse tractor.
Fantastic.
That one, the 715, that's 715 horse.
That's the big new one, isn't it? Yeah.
That's the big new one, yes.
So the tracks, that's an optional extra. It's not standard with tracks, is it? Or they do a range that just come with tracks?
Tracks are an option.
Yeah.
So if you, and we are a dual branded plant, so we do build New Holland and we do build the Case one.
Okay.
They are basically the same tractor.
Yep.
The big difference is up front, which is called the cooling package. The way the radiator and the air-to-air cooler are situated is a little bit different on a red one compared to a blue one.
Okay.
From the engine back, they're all the same.
Wow.
So tracks are an option, like that one.
Yes. Yeah.
Normally you would put duals on it, but the nice thing with a track is that you spread the weight out
Less
a lot
compaction
further.
on it. Yeah. Okay.
Because if you look at the tires there,
Yep.
that's your ground contact, which is, I'm exaggerating how big it is.
Yeah, yeah.
So you've got a lot of pressure on there. With this, you kind of spread it out.
Fantastic.
So that's the reason for a track.
Okay. We jump in.
Sure.
Let's do it. Yep.
You can get a suspended front axle, so they'll ride like nice and smooth.
This, I have to say, is possibly one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had. It's because they flew us over from the UK, so to fly over from the UK to Wisconsin anyway, and then come and do this, and you guys have been just so fantastic with all of this. It's brilliant.
It's funny, out in the back parking lot, we one year did a ride and drive, which is people that worked in the plant. We gave them an opportunity to go out there and drive a tractor.
Okay.
Kind of like what you're doing right there.
Yeah.
And we had them. They had the opportunity. They could either ride in the cab or they could drive it. And it was really interesting to see how many people had worked in the plant and had never driven a tractor.
Really?
So it actually worked out pretty good. So yeah, there's nothing to these things. Once you get them going.
Yeah.
Now, this one also would have auto guidance.
Okay, yeah.
So what you would do is when you're out in the field like this, I would aim straight for the sprayer and I would put in what is called the AB row.
Yep.
That's my first row. And then if I wanted to go rows over, I could do that, and then the tractor would take over and exactly space me as many feet, inches, whatever I wanted next door. So once you get your AB line laid out,
Would that incorporate turns as well? Will it turn too?
You'll let go of this and
it'll go.
It'll go. Now, if you want to disconnect it, if you touch the steering wheel and just move the steering wheel and go off course,
okay,
it'll disconnect you. Or if you push the clutch in or hit the brake, it'll disconnect you.
And then one of the new features of the game, we're getting GPS in the base game, so it will have tracks on the field, so we can do the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
We can engage it, similar sort of thing,
Yep.
which I play on console rather than on PC, and that's something we've never had on console before. So it's very cool being in a vehicle that does all that.
Oh, it's amazing what these things will do.
So do these have the Connect system as well, so you can pair them up to harvesters and stuff like that, so you can sync them up when you're harvesting as well?
Oh yeah, yeah. So you want to take a shot at it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so
Here we
to
go.
stop the tractor, we can bring the shift lever back. Okay, and then we push the clutch in.
Okay.
We gotta take the shuttle lever.
Just not that into neutral.
And there's park.
Okay.
So we see the big P lit up. So
Yep. Cool.
okay,
Right,
so
so
push
start
the little black pedal
that
down
one
and tilt this wherever you want it. Okay. Now if it's too far out, you could change that.
Okay, that seems the right thing.
Okay.
That's probably right, actually. As it is, right, so clutch pedal in,
Clutch pedal in.
and then that up and back, is it?
That's reverse.
I'll reverse forward.
There's forward.
There we go.
Okay, now you're going to...
Is this all right, or?
It's up to you. Now, if you want to downshift, there's 6, 5, 4.
Okay.
You can start whatever gear. Now you're at 900 RPM. If you push this forward, you can just increase your speed. At where you're at, it'll take off.
Okay, cool. So just lift that up, clutch up, and away we go.
So do I have you in the...
Yep, you're in. So I'm driving it. I'm driving the Magnum.
Yep.
So I just push forward on that, and then it's up to knock up the gears, was it?
Yes.
Okay. So then whatever you set your speed at, it will stay at that until you adjust it. So it's not, you haven't got to keep your hand on it, it's just get to a point you're at.
Correct.
It's incredible. And it's so light. I thought it would feel a lot heavier. It would feel a lot bigger, but it's not at all. It's incredible. Wow. I'm driving it. We're here at Case. I'm driving the tractor. I didn't think this would be the first thing we get to do. It's incredible. Thank you, Joe.
Wait till you drive that one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That one is, I mean, you sit so much higher up in the air, and it's...
Yeah. The Quadtrac is a big old thing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is as well. It's that thing of, and I'll say it again for anyone that's watching, when you play the game, it's very easy. People jump up and say, I want to get a bigger tractor, bigger tractor, bigger tractor. These are huge. In game, you don't get that, feeling of scale.
Yeah.
You just don't get that feeling of scale. And it is just, but again, like I say, the fact it's a very, very big tractor, it doesn't feel big. It doesn't feel heavy. Catching him up. It's just
you know, like you say, you've been playing the game and you know, have never maybe driven one or seen one or whatever, and like you say, you get out here and you look at it, it's like, wow. Yeah. Even the combine.
Yeah. When you stand next to them and you know, the tracks or the wheels are the same height you are, that scale just suddenly becomes very apparent. It's
Now here, let me do something for you. There's really something interesting on this tractor. Okay, so let's say that I want to go backward.
Yep. Oh wow. So just go straight into it by pressing the button rather than...
Okay, so now I'm in first gear reverse. So if I wanted to go faster, there's second gear reverse.
Oh, okay. So
okay, if I want to go forward again,
it just automatically adjusts, puts you into the gear and away you go.
Now you could use this lever to do it.
Okay.
But that's a lot easier.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's called shuttle shift.
Okay.
So if you're in an application where you have to go forward and backward a lot,
yep,
you could just use the shuttle.
And I suppose once you get used to these controls, it's no different to us with a game controller or whatever you're doing. It becomes second nature. You get used to almost muscle memory on what you're pressing when you're doing stuff.
What's nice about our tractors is if you get into that one, or this one, or that one, or that one, the controls are basically the same.
Gotcha. So it's easy to transfer between equipment and doing stuff.
Yes.
Okay. That's incredible.
So right now you're at 2,050 RPM. You're going 3.7 miles an hour, and you're in fifth gear forward.
So is there like an optimum RPM for gear ratio, or?
Well, wide open throttle is around 2,200 RPM, and the tractor, depending on what transmission you have in it, will go up to 50 kph.
Wow, okay. I have to say, I can't get over how straightforward it is. That little thing it's very nerve-wracking when they say you're going to go out and drive the vehicles. My brain immediately was like, okay, I don't know if we'll be able to do this, how complicated.
Yep.
But once you get your head around it, it's actually very straightforward. Very straightforward.
You know, when we were doing the ride and drive with the people in the plant, they said, well, I have a standard transmission in my truck.
Yeah.
And how does all these pedals work? And it's like, you don't even need them. All you got to do is to start the tractor up, you must cycle the clutch pedal once.
Okay.
You got to push the clutch in to put it in gear.
Right.
After you do that, it's basically armed and ready to go. And they said, well, how do you shift the thing? And I said, well, you just hit that little, yellow or orange button there, and it just keeps on shifting. And they're like, wow.
They're beautiful machines as well. Really lovely. It's incredible. Am I right to grab the camera? Is it right to do the same film at the same time?
No, do whatever you want.
I'll just flip that round just so I can. So, look, this is me. I've got the wheel. We're doing it. The controls all down here, which I've just been talking about. We'll just turn slightly here. I don't want to catch up with the harvester's right there. I don't want to catch up with the harvester. We'll be getting in that as well in a bit, I think. Do we get to go in all of them? Do we get to drive all?
You can go anywhere you want.
Oh, fantastic.
If you want to go back that way, you want to go this way, you can go anywhere you want.
So yeah, we've got all the stuff there we were just talking about. So we can knock the gears out on there. Then increase our speed. Just pushing that forward a bit. I cannot go over this. Fantastic. Can you tell I'm happy? Can you tell I'm having a great time? Is it obvious? Wow. So, guess what we're doing next? Guess what we're doing next? We're doing that. Let's put this round. This is my first time ever in a combine. Can't get my head around it. This is was it 7280 I think it was? I'm just going to check around the side. Yeah, 7250. I'm going in that. Wish me luck.
So right now we'll engage the separator, and you can feel it.
Oh, well, yeah, feel the movement, yeah.
Okay. And then now we'll engage the header. So as we engage the header, see that obviously where our header is moving now.
Yep.
Okay, we'll give it a little bit of RPM, and then basically there are sensors on the header.
Okay. And
they will control the header height. Right now I don't have them calibrated, so we're just going to leave it where it's at, but I can manually control the header height. I can lift it up and down. Okay. Typically with corn harvesting, we're going to be pretty close to the ground.
Yep.
Okay. We aren't going to be super, we don't need to be on the ground per se, like harvesting soybeans or something like that. Yep. And then at this point, this would be a normal harvesting situation.
Okay. So will that automatically adjust once it's set to the ground? As the ground moves, it will adjust. Okay.
Contour the ground, and on the second one in on each end, and the middle one, there's a sensor.
Okay, underneath.
Sensors,
Gotcha.
And they just hang down, and as they get pushed up and down, then they account the roll of the ground.
Right.
So the head just contours.
It will adjust as it goes.
Yep. So at this point, we're harvesting. All of our controls are on the right-hand console here on our multi-function handle.
Yep.
I can swing our unload auger out. So if I go ahead and hit this, our unload auger, if you look in the mirror, you can see it, and it'll be coming around for us. So now we're swung out, and then if we want, we can actually unload the unloading circuit, and you'll see that the spout will tip down.
Gotcha.
And then in a minute, you'll hear the augers engage. So
okay, yeah.
You can actually look in the grain tank, and you can actually see the augers turning in there, and then there's an auger in that as well.
Oh, wow.
It's nice when the window's clean. There's no grain in the tank. You can actually see what's happening.
Wow.
Okay, and then you actually have controls that actually independently can turn those on and off.
Okay.
So if I hit this button, I've turned those ones in the tank off. Now only the one in the tube is going.
So would you do that to make sure nothing's left in there?
Yeah, because traveling with that loaded full of corn, it's very heavy.
Yeah.
And it takes its toll on the mechanical, the bushings and the wear on the housing.
So depending on your header size, if you wanted to go for a larger header or a larger harvester, can you get options for the larger pipe lengths?
So this is about the middle of the range.
Okay.
This will handle up to a 45-foot wide head.
Okay.
Right now this is an 8-row corn head.
Yeah.
A 12-row is about 30 feet wide.
Okay.
This auger would be up to about 45-foot wide draper or grain platform head.
Okay.
And then they have augers that are longer that will handle up to 50 feet plus.
And do you have the connect systems with these so that when you're harvesting you can connect with the tractor to come alongside front load?
That is coming out. That is a new feature coming out next year.
Yeah.
So this is the flagship series combine.
Yep.
We have the mid-range, which is the 7150
Yep.
and the 6150, which now they're 160 series.
Yep.
And then coming out next year for model year 25, we have the 260 series combines. They get the new displays.
Okay.
They have 2 displays, one here, one here.
Right.
It's the same display that's in the tractor.
Yep.
So that's a huge improvement. We will get. This has a grain camera to look at the grain.
Yep.
So this has combine automation, which is actually turned on right now.
Okay.
And combine automation, basically, it adjusts things like the rotor speed, the cage vane, which is how quickly the crop moves through the rotor, all of our sieves, and our fan speed to basically give us the best grain quality and the least amount of losses as we're harvesting.
Oh, wow.
So it will make all those changes all on its own.
Okay, so you're not having to constantly go out and check and make those changes. You go, it will do most of that for you.
Yep.
Wow.
You will still look in the grain tank.
Yes.
You'll still go out and look and see what your losses look like.
Yep.
And then you make adjustments on the little icons on the screen.
Okay.
And then those will make the changes. You're basically changing how sensitive it is to that.
Yeah.
So the more sensitive, the more often it'll change. The less sensitive, the less it changes.
Okay.
So,
wow.
But you can see, I mean, right now we're not going at full RPM, but it's very quiet.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's a comfortable place to be if you're going to be in it all day long, or all the way through.
And when the machine's working, you know, it's quiet in the cab, which obviously you have good visibility.
I was just going to say, the visibility is incredible with the screen in here, isn't it?
Yep. So, but yeah, it's an impressive piece of equipment.
It's a nice working environment as well, isn't it? So, the voice you've been hearing while I've been doing all that was Nick, here. Now, I'm in the driving seat, I don't get to drive this beast, but as we've just been going along and I've just been doing the filming, it's smooth, it's quiet, it runs way quieter than I thought it would be. Fantastic visibility and a great place I would think to be if you're doing a lot of hours in the machine. So, let's turn the camera around. This is simple, right? So, I'm saying that. Park brake, so I just turn that off, like that. And then this here, I literally just take it out of neutral and push it forward.
Yep.
That simple?
That's simple.
But I've got to be gentle with this. So, out of there.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep. The farther you go, the faster you move.
So what's the top speed of one of these?
On the road it will go 25 miles an hour. Okay. Typically harvesting in the field, corn you would harvest anywhere from, I would say 3.5 to maybe 6 miles an hour. Okay. A crop like soybeans or wheat is a little bit slower. You would probably run anywhere from 2.5 to maybe 4 miles an hour.
And that would be something you would adjust if you've got a higher yield, thicker crop. You would slow down to allow the header to cope.
This actually has feed rate control, which controls your ground speed.
Okay.
What's cool is if we set it at, let's say, maximum is 5 miles an hour. We're harvesting and the conditions get really tough. The engine load starts to go up. It actually slows the combine down all by itself, so that we don't slug it and take too much material. Okay. And then as the crop conditions get lighter or the yield goes down, it'll actually speed back up to the speed that we set it. Okay. So it actually has like a cruise control, kind of like, I'll say, adaptive cruise, like your car. Right. So as the conditions change, it'll go faster if it can, and if it can, it'll slow down so we don't basically overload the engine and basically take in too much product.
That's incredible. So does this have like where that's pushed forward as far as it will go now? So if you were on the road and you want to go faster, so do you have like a gear thing for going up on the gears as well?
Right now we're in first gear. If you were to look far out on your right, you'll see a 1 and a 2 switch over there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we're in first gear, and then you'll see neutral, and then you'll see second gear. Okay. And then there's actually, to go into the top speed mode, there's a switch up above on the controls up above. Okay. And we would have to activate that to be able to reach the 25 mile an hour mark.
Right, okay. So it's one of those things that they're separated so you couldn't accidentally knock it at the wrong time. Yep. That makes sense.
So the speeds in first gear and second gear, you actually have there's a high and a low switch over there. Yeah. And so you can actually go through the display and actually set your speeds. Right. So I could say in first gear in low speed, I want to be able to go a maximum of maybe 7 miles an hour. Yeah. And then first gear in high speed, I could go in and do the same thing and set it at maybe 15 miles an hour. Okay. And then I can actually toggle that, stay in first gear and toggle high and low, and then I have that control on my handle as well. So, and then you can do the same thing in second.
I cannot get over how smooth this is.
Yeah, a little weird because your steering's in the back.
Yeah, this is it. It's a funny feeling when you start to go. You're expecting. I suppose that's just from years of driving a car, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You're used to that.
Yep.
But I suppose it's one of those things. I did a farm visit recently. One of my subscribers is a sheep farmer in the UK. Went up to visit their farm, drove a tractor, did a bit of ploughing, and I was curious, because I don't come from a farming background, how the skills you learn playing Farming Simulator, would they transfer over to actual farming? But the years of playing Farming Simulator, I guess there is an element of understanding the machinery and how it's moving.
And even like with harvesting, I mean, you know, typically you take the ends of the field off and then you take the long rows, like things like that you can pick up even from, like you say, just from the game perspective of, or even planting. Okay, and when you think about a farmer, when they plant a field, they think about all that.
Yeah.
Well, where's my approach to go into the field?
Absolutely,
because you can't just drive in anywhere off the road, right? So there's definitely some things I can see that could correlate between them.
And especially if you're towing ahead of yourself, you've got to find the spot to you know, park it up, get the header on without getting into the crop, without, you know, there's a whole load of stuff to it. It's interesting, especially when you interact with real farmers, because I think they're often puzzled, that interaction between real life farming and Farming Simulator. Real farmers are a bit puzzled by it, and then when they kind of interact and you kind of talk, and it's interesting how a lot of things Farming Simulator gamers know about. I think farmers feel surprised, I think, how immersive the game is. Obviously it's not real farming, of course it's not, but you know, you do pick up a lot and learn a lot, I think, from it as well.
Yeah, my nephew plays the game, right, and he enjoys it. So when I didn't realize he even was that into it, I brought him here to the training center and just brought him around the equipment for him to see it firsthand and realize, like, okay, yeah, it's cool, you get to see it on the game, but now I actually get to see it in person. So then you have these, we call these the deck plates. So the narrower you keep them, if they're the size of the corn stalk, as they come in, we get less loss. Okay. So the closer you can keep them, the less corn can fall down as it comes through. A lot of times if the corn's really dry, when it comes in here and hits, it'll shatter a little bit, so the kernels will come off. So the closer you keep those, the less loss we get.
So most of the maintenance on these, anything that happens on the field, will be done by the farmer, unless it's something very serious and you get caught.
Yep, so there's a tool to take these chains off. If the chain comes off, they're all greasable. You have what's in between here are these knife rolls. So those will spin, and those are what basically pull the stalk down. Okay. It doesn't really cut the stalk, it pulls the stalk down. And then when the ear gets here, these pull the ear in. Okay. So that's kind of an interesting thing when you watch them. They get pulled straight down, and then they pull the ears in and pull them up to the auger in the front, and then they get fed into the combine.
Wow.
And then if you guys want, I can actually show you where the rotor and the separator are if you want to take a look at it.
Show them. They need to see it.
100%.
My dad was a custom combiner, so.
Okay, so 2 tractors down. The Magnum, old tractors, Magnum and the Harvester. You've already seen the footage of that. Quadtrac, he's just over there. Luis from Brazil is driving that at the moment. but what's really cool, and I've never seen one of these up close and personal, so I thought let's wander over and have a look. And this is all the outside stuff. I got to do this first. We've got the factory tour. We're not allowed to film the factory tour. There's the case museum. We're going to get to go and do that, and obviously we're going to get to go and play the game. There'll be videos and footage of that coming up, of course, but depends how I say it. Patriot, I suppose. Again, sorry if it's a little bit windy. It's a beautiful day here. I was expecting to be really cold up in Wisconsin, but look at this. Look. Oh man. But then putting the boom out, look. How utterly fantastic is this? I'm going to say it now so she can hear it. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Giants, and thank you to everyone involved. This is just phenomenal. What an experience. Oh man, alive. They're big, man. So much bigger than you realise. I know I say it every time I go anywhere near farm machinery, but just incredible. Let's flip that around. Look at that. It's phenomenal to have this opportunity to do it, and we've been saying to all the guys, thank you for taking the time, for letting us do it, for letting us come and see it. It's incredible, really.
Yeah, I mean, we'd let you drive this one, but...
So, as I said, look, I'm going to get to drive this. If any of you know my channel, years and years ago, I stopped in a lay-by in the UK to take a photograph of one of these. Never in my wildest dreams would I think I would get a chance to, and this is the new one. This is the big boy. This is the Quadtrac 715. And look at the front of it. This thing is a wide boy. Or girl, depends how you want to look at it. Look at it. Just. Yeah. I'm driving it. Cool. Let's go.
And what I'm going to do is I am going to slow you down just a little bit so you can see, and that'll take part of that vibration away.
Okay.
See how smooth it got? There's track vibration at different RPMs.
Okay. I'm incredibly impressed with all the machines.
Yeah.
The simplicity, but also how smooth and easy. It doesn't feel big.
No. And visibility.
It's incredible. So I was a bit close there.
Yeah. But you got good visibility. You can see all around you. It turns easy.
It's incredibly easy to turn. It's a very smooth ride as well. I was saying to all the other guys, I've been very impressed with the longevity of most of you for your work clothes. It's obviously you enjoyed working for the company.
Like I say, I started with International Harvester Company, and I was 50 years with the company, and I got 4 years with the dealership prior to that.
Oh, well, okay.
So the only thing that makes me is old. Yeah.
But has it always been that thing that has it always felt like a job, or do you get up every day and think, I'm just lucky to be doing this?
It was very lucky because I wanted to farm, and I didn't have the money to go farming. So I got the opportunity to get hired with International Harvester, and I started, and I followed equipment. I was service training. I've done a lot. I was associate marketing manager on both the Stagger line and the the Magnum line. And I ended up as a product specialist. And so I've traveled extensively, and the dealers and the customers, I get customers that call me, even so I've been retired for a couple of years now. I get calls from customers and from dealers routinely. Yesterday I had a call from a dealer regarding the Quadtrac, as a matter of fact.
That's amazing. You guys all seem incredibly passionate about what you do. That comes across in everyone we've spoken to. It's brilliant. So I'm doing it. I'm driving the Quadtrac. And like I said, outside, all those years ago when I started my channel, and I was up in Lincolnshire for my birthday, and I stopped my car to take a photograph of a Quadtrac on a dealership forecourt, and now I'm driving one. I never in a million years thought this would be a thing, this would be something I would get to do. It's incredible. So again, massive thank you to Case for having us, because this has just been an incredible day, and we've got more to do. This is our first thing we're getting to do. To avoid the harvester. Don't want to. Got a lot of vehicles out at the moment, but this is just. And what I was going to say, I'm going to turn the camera around. What's very cool about this is the controls on this. We were just saying the controls are very much like the Magnum when we were in that earlier. So changing over from vehicle to vehicle doesn't feel foreign. It feels, you know, it's very straightforward and easy to do. And I think say simplicity, it's not simple. There's a lot of things to learn about. I suppose if you buy one of these, there's a lot of training that comes with it, but the more pressure you take off the farmer to worry about this, they can focus on everything else they do.
And if you look at the screen right here, you see where that tractor, that's I like to look at it like a batter in the box.
Oh yeah.
And we've got end of row, so if I was in the field, I'd hit this button, and now it's going to play. So the implement came up, and now it went to pause.
Okay.
So now it'll stay on pause, and you can turn around, and when you get yourself turned around, we could have it turn automatically.
Right.
But now I'll just hit the button again, and now what's going to happen is the implement would be going down by theory.
Okay.
And I would have activated guidance.
Yep.
So everything, so yes, we're taking, and now you can see how it's painting.
Yep.
It's following where you're at.
It's following the track of what you're doing.
Yeah. And I'll shut that off just by hitting this, and it's going to raise.
Oh, okay.
And so now it'll say that it's off, see?
Yeah. Because this is something I was talking to the guy in the Magnum. We're getting a version of this in the new version of the game. We're getting a GPS guidance system, which we've never had in the base game before. It's a simplified version of this, but in essence it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to go onto the field, press a button, it will follow the track,
Yep.
and that's incredible.
Yep.
And it's fantastic seeing it in real life operating.
Yep.
It's just incredible. I can't believe it. And this is the new flagship one, isn't it? It's a lot of horsepower as well.
Yeah, 715 horsepower is what you got, and that's at rated engine speed. And if you pull the tractor down, or we come down 200 RPMs below, so at 1900, this tractor will grow by 10%.
Wow.
So 715, so it's going to grow 71 horsepower by theory.
Wow, that's incredible.
And that's what you'd have at 1900.
And this is your big implement machine, isn't
Yes.
it? This is, yes. I don't think I'm going to stop grinning all day. It's just the most incredible thing. I'm just going to take that round. At the back of this as well. Look at this. We're doing it. Travelled around the world. I got to do this. This is very cool. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm indoors again, and I'm about to go and do my recording. I can't show you any of the screens. I can kind of come around to an angle. I need to come around to an angle where you can't see any of the screens, but we are in the museum area. I'm going to do a tour of the museum in a little while as well, which is going to be very cool. But they've got setups here for each of us to go in and have a look and play the game. We've got the option of Riverbend Springs or Hutampantai. If we've got enough time, we can have a look at both, but I'm very aware there's a lot of information, a lot of content, a lot of things I want to look at and try. I don't think I'll get onto both. My first choice is Hutampantai. I'm going to jump on there because it's a very different map. I know lots of other content creators are here, so if I don't get to cover Riverbend Springs, hopefully we get some early access. If we get early access, then I'll get some Riverbend Springs stuff done. Then I think I'm going to go with Hutampantai for what I'm about to record now, which is pretty cool. What I'm also going to do is, like I say, I'm going to go down around and do the museum in a little while, which will be very cool too. Over in the background here, we have cobble slabs. We've got Kermit in the background somewhere. I don't know where has he gone, over there. We've got the squad, Grant, he's over there doing some stuff. Yeah, and there's the case shop, and it's a sensory overload. And I know you probably found that earlier in the video as well. I'm kind of blown away by the whole thing. I still can't believe I'm here. It's awesome, and just, yeah. What can I say? What can I say? I'm feeling emotional, people. I'm feeling emotional. I'll see you on the tour around the museum in a minute. Turn it on. I'm interested in the ground effects, what that's all going to look like as we're doing it, and it's incredible. I'm going to do a little bit. We're going to go around and have a look around the map as well. Of course we are. There are locations and things I want to look at. With my recording done, and I should have put a card there if you haven't seen it, my video footage of Hutan Pantai playing the game for about an hour. We had a factory tour, but we weren't allowed to film inside the factory, so what you're seeing now is footage that Case sent over to us very kindly of approved footage of the Case factory. They produce predominantly Magnums there, but because it's CNH, they do Case and New Holland tractors, so we've got reds and blues in there all together. It was a fantastic tour. The guys that did the tours were absolutely brilliant guys. So much information, so much knowledge. And they bring in stuff from all over the US to combine it all to complete the Magnums there. I think the actual cab frames are built by a different company that makes them for all different tractor manufacturers. They're brought in, all different Case plants build different parts. It all comes together here, and you'll see some more. I'll stop talking now so you can enjoy the rest of this Case factory tour. So, I said we get a chance to do it, and here we are. We're going to have a look around the museum. There's a few bits and bobs here. That's some very cool stuff, I have to say. I will keep turning the camera backwards and forwards. One of the cool things, and I can say it, I can actually say it. When I turn the camera into me, I can say, I drove one of them. I know people are going to get annoyed with me saying it, but let's get around, let's have a look. So, let's start off with this little beauty. Look at that, the McCormick Deering. That is fantastic. I won't say all of it, but the fact stuff, you can pause it, you can stop it, you can have a look at any point with all the information. I'm not going to spend the time reading it all out, but look, I drove one of them, although I drove the tractor version. So this is here at Racine is a Magnum factory. So they do, because it's CNH, let me zoom that out. Can I zoom out any further? That's it. Because it's CNH, they do case and they do New Hollands, and they do this range, the Magnum size, so T7s, T8s, that kind of stuff as well. Transmissions, gearboxes, the whole thing, they build it all up to it. All the stuff comes into all over the place and they build them here. So there's the Magnum. I did was it a 400 this morning? You'd have already seen the footage. So let's go across there. Case, traction engine, steam baby. 75 horsepowers. But you think back in the day when you were actually using horses, something that would replace them, 1913. It's beautiful. It is a thing of beauty. I remember going to a steam engine, steam rally years ago when I was a kid. Absolutely loving it, being fascinated. Now this, I didn't even know was a thing. Look. Case Model N, 4-cylinder touring car. Imagine touring cars now. 4-cylinder, 1913. That's beautiful. The next one we're going to look at, you're going to love. You are going to absolutely love. Look at that. And then we've got this. You ready for this? Look at that. If that's not Murica, I don't know what is. The Agri King, Spirit of 76. That's 3 years younger than I am. It's nuts. That's younger than I am. Wow. That's proper America, isn't it? Wow. And we carry on around. So when we get to the final ones, well, you're going to freak out. The International 1586. We've had modded versions of various different ones of these, and again, I know keeps going on about it, but see them in person, up close, full size. They look tiny in game, but they're just not. 1976. That's another one. That was a 76, wasn't it? Yeah. And the 5488. We're getting more modern as we go. Obviously we started with the Magnum, which, you know, but you wait till we get to the more modern. You probably saw it right at the very, very start when I think I did the video as we were coming in. I might have mentioned it. I might edit it out, I'm not too sure. 1985. And then we got the 1896 without cab, ROPS on the back. See the rollover protection system on that. So we're going to have a look at the back of these as well, I think, because it's worth looking at. It's nice being able to do this, because whenever I've done factory tours and like this, museum stuff, it's always been at farm shows, and there's hundreds of people everywhere and you can't get close to the stuff, you know. And these are, they're pristine. I mean, absolutely pristine. Wow. So, moving on from there, I don't know if I'm going to do these in the right order. 7140. Well, you might not be a case person. If you're a green guy, you might be a blue guy. Depends. It might be orange. Look at it, articulated. I want one of those in game. Have we got one? We haven't got one on console. Prototype 7140 articulated Magnum. That's the bizarrest thing. That must feel very strange. I suppose there are plenty of articulated tractors, but they normally articulate with the cab at the front. I'm just thinking how weird that would be to drive when you turn, the front's turning away from you as you go. And over here, 7130. What year was that? I'm just trying to think. I might have done these slightly out of order, but it doesn't matter. You're getting to see them regardless. Magnum 7130. Oh, there was a 7140 articulated. 7130. Beautiful, beautiful tractors. I'm going to say at this point as well in the video, can't thank the people at Case enough, and Giants, for all of this. The people here at Case have been incredible today, so giving, so friendly with their time, the information, everything. They've just been wonderful. Fantastic hosts. If you're ever in Racine Way, come out here. You can come to the Experience Centre, come around the museum. They do the factory tours. So, Farmall Regulator, 1924. I know there's a few of my subscribers, a few of my viewers that love these old tractors. I know Rob's one of them. If you like it, Rob, I hope you do. And then this, the Future. And you know what? We had one of these in game, didn't we? We had one come up, and in game it looked tiny. It's another one of those autonomous tractors. We've had 3 or 4 different ones now, haven't we? On console, this Case Magnum, it's huge. I mean, you look at it and you think, oh, okay, let me just turn the camera around and you'll see what I mean. So, it's me again, hello. So, I'll show you, I'll give you some sense of scale. I'm 6'2". Look, the rear tyre's taller. I mean, there's plenty of tractors like that, but like I said, in game when we got these, they didn't look that big. They didn't look that big, but whoa, what a machine! And up close and personal, it's another one. Wow, does it look good? Driver 53 Gaming, his channel logo, his tractor on his has got these wheels. It's got the red rim, red rim inserts on these. Well, you can see one there. Let's go around it. I'm blown away by this. I'm going to show you the wall behind us in a minute as well, because it's a whole thing about the history as well. Some really cool stuff on there. So, Case IH, autonomous concept vehicle. Let's flip that around so you can see. There we go. Again, I'm not going to read all this out, but if you want to pause at any point, I'll go in a bit closer so you can have a look. I was talking to the guy, again, did I get on camera? I might have got on camera. The guy in the harvester today, I was talking about the technology involved in all this, about syncing up, so if you're harvesting, if you're doing jobs, you can link the vehicles together. And he said a lot of that stuff is coming next year, 2025, on some of the models. But I'm going to turn around and show you the wall now. And again, I'll kind of scan across, but it's fascinating. Fascinating stuff. I want to get it so it's kind of in frame, not too close in, but again, I'm not you're going to be able to zoom in when you look at it, but 1842, 1869, 1876. Wow. Jerome increased Case arrives in Midwest, sets up a workshop and innovates his groundhog thresher to beat out the kernels of wheat and separate from straw. Humble beginnings. And then we come through all of this cool stuff. Now obviously Steiger were making the Quadtrac. That was 2 brothers. I don't know whereabouts in the US they were. And obviously then Case then did the Case IH, the Steiger. And then moving on from there, obviously became more well known as the Quadtrac. But 1996 was when Case were doing it. But I think the Steiger brothers were quite a bit before that. Yeah. There you go, look. That's what I drove. I drove one of them. The newer version, but I drove one of them. Oh dear. And I got to drive one of them. The thing is now, because I've driven one, I've got a funny feeling that in game I might be drawn more to the Case harvesters. Because I can actually say I went in one, I drove one. Wow. I'm going to flip it around again. I'm probably going to do another outro at some point, but if I forget, at least I can use this bit on the end. There won't be, there's some footage, not a huge amount. There might be a little bit more. I was going to hope to do some stuff with some of the other content creators, but it's been full on. We really haven't stopped. We stopped for a little while at lunch. People sat and chatted about a few things here and there, but pretty much we've all been on the go the whole time. So that my concept in my head of being able to sit down with each different content creator for 5 minutes at a time and do quick interviews, we just haven't really been able to yet. Whether I will or not, I don't know, we'll see. Well, I'm looking in the wrong place. I keep looking above at the screen. I should be looking down the lens. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. I hope you're as excited as I am, we are, for the FS25 stuff. The FS25 content video will be a separate video. I won't be putting that all in the middle of all of this. This is just the kind of vlog, blog, what we were doing while we were here kind of thing. I am going to go outside because some of the guys, one of the groups are out there at the moment having their tractor driving experience. So I'll just because I want to get out there and have a look at the stuff again. So while we're doing it, let's get out there and have another look, shall we? Because it's just... Oh, I haven't got my glasses. No. It's quite, I don't know why I thought there was an automatic door, I have no idea. It's not. It's very bright out here. Whoa! Overexposed, yeah, haven't got my glasses on. I'll flip this round so you can see. They're all going, everyone's getting a go. I didn't get a go on the backhoe, there's a backhoe over there. And the skid steer loader wasn't out earlier today, although that's a New Holland one. Like I say, it's CNH, isn't it? So it's case New Holland. They've got the T8 Genesis, which this morning I didn't get to have a go on either. I wish I had, but I didn't. Yeah, the Racine, or Racine, I think I'm saying, Experience Centre has just been wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. And I'm here, and I'm doing it. Living a dream. I hope you can get that. Has it zoomed in alright? Anyway, I'm going to have to stop. My battery's going to die in a minute. The Quadtrac's coming past now. The sun's right against us. It's not the best view, is it? But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, from here in sunny Wisconsin, thanks for watching.
Mm-hmm.